I love what I do here on the Check a Pro radio show because I get to talk to great people like Adam Greer from Easy Lift Garage Doors and more. Have known Adam for a very long time, a pre-qualified home service provider, of course. Hello, Adam. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Jim, how are you?
I am living the dream. Thank you so much for asking. We've talked about this before over the years. I can say just about over a decade now because it's been about that long
Yep.
since we have known each other. There are these myths out there in the garage door industry, and you're a garage door expert. What are the top 5 myths of garage doors?
There's lots of we can pick, but let's start with this. A door is a door is a door.
Mm.
That is a huge myth. There is so many different levels. There's cheap, there's contractor grade, and there's like hyper contractor grade. And it matters. And so people will shop around and they're looking for price only. You get what you pay for.
Mm.
For example, there's a specific door out there, won't name brands, but it is a 26 gauge door. So how gauges work is the bigger the number, the thinner the door. It is almost paper, it seems like. And it doesn't have a lot of supports. It's got one support down the middle of a door. So on a 16-foot door, there's 2 4-foot sections that are unsupported. And when the door opens, you watch it bounce. It literally, well, that's going to get you maybe 5, 6 years, and it's just going to fold. So the door is a door is a door is a myth. Quality matters, and price is part of that. You can't say, well, I want quality and I want cheap. They don't exist.
Yep.
And so, there's, and then even just on just standard door and the different gauges matters. But then you can get into like your doors that we put in for you at your home. You get into steel back doors, and they're sturdy, solid, heavy doors. So there's so many different things. So my suggestion is always sit with a professional who's got a good reputation. Ask the questions. Why not this cheap version versus what you're trying to do? Get educated. Do some Google research. It's out there. Everybody should be able to. Why should I spend more money? It's easy. You don't have to talk to anybody. You do it on Google. So big myth. That's number one.
Number two.
Yeah. Second is the garage door opener is what opens the door. And so that is not true. A garage door opener is not designed to do any labor. It's supposed to guide a perfectly well balanced door that's operating smoothly. And so we get the phone call, hey, my opener is not lifting the door this morning. Most times that's because of the broken spring. And you explain to the person, well, it's not supposed to. Something's happening, and it's doing what it's supposed to do. When it feels the pressure, it turns off or reverses or whatever. So the door is not being opened by the opener. It's being opened by so many other. It's a door system, springs, rollers, cables. There's so many parts, hinges, all that matter. So the opener's not opening your door. So that's number two. Number three is insulated versus non-insulated. Doesn't matter. That could matter. That goes kind of back to the quality. But what are you doing in your garage? Those are the questions you want to ask people when we're trying to sell. Is what are you going to do in there? Is this just a workshop? Is it just a place to park your car? Are you man cave? That's going to decide whether you go insulated versus non-insulated. In Houston, it's a big question. That's why I bring this up. People think they need to go insulated because it's so hot. If you're not, what are you doing in that garage? So insulation matters, not always. Application, you need the right application to decide whether you go insulated. That ties into the first question, but it still is a myth that it doesn't matter. It does, and it doesn't. So that's number three. Number four is the rollers. I kind of hinted that a minute ago. There are some doors that come with a plastic wheel with no bearings. Those are good for 1 year, according to the manufacturer of the door. They tell you place in 1 year. Then your next roller, because people say rollers don't matter if the door is just moving. Well, it does, because the next one is steel rollers with some bearings in it. Those are manufacturer suggested to be changed at 4 years. Some brands say 6 years, but it's 4 to 6 years. And then you have a couple different levels of nylon. You have nylon rollers, kind of your standard nylon. is good for about 15,000 cycles. But the advantage to, and you can go up to a 200,000 cycle nylon roller as well. Advantage to the nylon over all the options is the friction. That's really where it matters. Those plastic rollers, they don't really roll. So when the weight of the door transfers onto the horizontal track, it's on those rollers and they're basically just dragging through the track. Steel rollers, yes, there's bearings, but friction and it's just tearing things up. Those nylon rollers, man, they glide like, you remember when we were all roller skating as kids, you have the steel wheels or the nylon rollers came into being, the difference in skating, or skateboards, it's just better. So rollers matter. People say, oh, I don't need to spend money on it yet. Okay, and we'll see you when you have some more problems. Then finally, number 5, right? We're on number 5.
Yes, sir.
Number 5 is that I can adjust. People get up and start messing with all the adjustments on a garage door opener. So we're back to openers again, but a little bit different thing. That just push buttons, change forces. That'll make that door work. No, don't touch all that stuff. It's all safety issues. People are speaking of safety when it comes to opener, the sensors, they don't matter if at the bottom of the door. I'll see people tape them together right at the motor head. That's all safety equipment. Don't play with it. The word safety matters here. If the door has been cranked up on its close force, nothing is going to stop it. The close force is designed, you only want enough force to operate the door, but you want it to hit something and come back. I'll get into people who crank that sucker all the way full, and it will not stop. It'll blow right through whatever it's hitting, including your child, maybe, your cat. So, no, you can't make your own adjustments unless you know what you're doing. So there's kind of the 5 top things we encounter and people just don't understand.
Thank you so much, Adam, for educating our listeners on this. It makes so much sense. For all your garage door needs in the greater Houston area, my friend Adam Greer from EzLift Garage Doors and More, all of his information is located in the show notes of this podcast. Thanks.
Thank you.